Hello everyone, I remind you, you're here today with us on Games Getting 2023. We have our also. So, marketing track supported by Google Camp, and today, very soon we start with our next speaker, Lukasz Baranowski, VP of Growth in Reality Games, with a very interesting topic called Strategic and Operational Approach Towards Paid User Acquisition. So, everyone who in game development, modern game development, now that know that we need to put a lot of energy, a lot of pressure to make our game successful, make our company successful, especially with communication like this, working with our users. And very soon we start with our new speaker. Hello, Lucas. Lucas, please let me know if you hear me and if you see me.
Yes, I can hear you. I can see you.
Yeah, perfect. Just give me a second. I'll double check our chat that everything is fine. Hmm. Yes, seems like everything is going good. So we're a little bit late, but I think we're still on time. So please take your time, have fun.
Hello, everyone. I'm very happy to be speaking today. Thank you very much for inviting me. And today I'm going to talk about the pitfalls and opportunities in user acquisition based on our reality games experiences. So let me very quickly tell you who we are. We are the Reality Games. We are the gaming company that makes mobile games using the real world data. Our game engine mixes the live data with the fun game ideas that actually everyone probably have experienced. And right now we are working on the new project that will be announced and it will be released probably in 2024. And I guess that when you just look at this picture, probably you will be able to recognize the game. And we are not trying to copy the others. We create the whole new type of mobile entertainment, which is based on geolocation, where you really can walk around the world and play our games. So here is one of our products that we are launching the user acquisition campaigns for. And here is the Landlord Tycoon. This is the mobile game where players can really become the virtual property tycoons. You can buy, you can sell, and manage properties to grow your own business. The next game that we are launching the user acquisition campaigns is the Landlord Go. This is then an updated version of Landlord Tycoon, in which we also implemented the augmented reality technology. You can walk around the world. You can buy properties, buy buildings, and if someone comes to your building with a GPS, you earn money. So let me quickly tell you what my presentation will be about. I'll talk about lessons that we have learned while we started user acquisition. So we have developed really good product, which is Landlord Tycoon and Landlord Go, and Landlord Go has been released during the coronavirus pandemics. It was very challenging decision because our game is about going out, buying properties, but everyone had to stay at home. Despite the difficult times, the Landlord Go was released. And in order to collect the data and focus on the organic traffic, we had to make people interested in our game. And actually, the interest was very big, surprisingly big. There were over 1,500 different press articles, media releases, radio and TV interviews about Lenro Go. And yes, although we had a lot of organic traffic, when you want to develop your business and you want it to grow, you should start thinking about user acquisition. And here comes our decision. We decided at some point to start user acquisition because there were a few factors that pushed us towards it. We wanted to develop, we wanted to grow, but we also had the pressure to do it before the season ends, and we had really high expectations from the product teams. However, we did not have enough data to analyze on the market side. We had limited availability of data. We didn't conduct a real soft launch. And in the result, we had the decent ROAS up to day 14, but there were some weak results later. But as I mentioned, we had to start at some point. And thanks to that, although we had bad results, we had a lot of data that we could base our LTV curve on. We could learn the behavior of the users. We could learn which markets are crucial for our games. And we started from beginning once more after some time with the test campaigns. We started with the CPI campaigns just to check if the conversions are registering, if the attributions tool works correctly. And we also wanted to check how the attribution data corresponds with the internal business intelligence, so we could really make those data-driven decisions. Going further, when all those checks were right, and when we were on the good path, we started creating the CPA campaigns. Our initial structure was to create the big campaign for United States, then another big campaign for the German-speaking countries, then all other tier 1 countries, and then all other countries of the world. Why we created those campaigns? Because we wanted to make and build a kind of core that would bring us some positive results. And after we build that core, we could experiment with more markets, more international campaigns. And unfortunately, not all of them worked well because, as you know, the CPA campaign needs a bigger scale. CPA campaign don't work on the small markets, unfortunately. So the lesson that we learned from it is that the better preparation, the better outcome. But of course, we had to start at some point. Later on, we went for the campaigns with the LTV predictors. What I mean here is that we based campaigns on different conversion actions, and therefore different events in a game. For example, campaigns based on the predictors that focus on the ad watchers or simply on purchases. And of course, some worked better in different countries. So here are some strategies that we implemented in our campaigns. One of our events in the game is to buy the skill. You can buy a special skill in a game, and then you can, for example, travel faster with your agent. And we can, whenever someone purchases this skill, we can set up the campaign on it. We also created some TROAS campaigns, which are super expensive, and as well as CPA campaigns, they need a big scale. So we focused more also on the AdROAS campaigns, which can be controlled easier. We can have better management. they scale fast, they learn fast, and we can have better control on all our campaigns. And also another example of the campaigns that we have started is we created campaigns based on 20 watched ads in 3 days. So I mentioned the AdRAS campaigns. We started acquiring a higher quality of users at a much lower price than CPA campaigns and TROAS campaigns. But it has changed our monetization structure and the LTV curve, which is actually also a positive result. Why do we put so much effort into so much experiments and creating so many different campaigns? Is because the different strategies work better in different countries. Also, that different strategies can help us to find the balance between the quality of the users and the price in specific markets. CPA campaigns also have huge disadvantages that I mentioned before. They need the bigger scale, and here with the AdRAS campaigns and, for example, the campaigns based on the 20 watched ads, you can see that the difference in this picture. We can see the difference that CPA campaigns needs $600 a day, but the CPA campaign based on ads needs only $78 a day. Of course, those campaigns have very small scale, but it's very easy to control it. We developed our own tools to manage the budget. So thanks to it, we could check the cohort's behavior based on the D1, D7, D14, and so on, up to D360 even. We started observing the behavior of LTV curve in short, mid, and long term. Of course, some campaigns work better and bring return on investment in short term, and a little bit worse in the long term, and vice versa. So the next lesson that we have learned is that the testing brings a lot of risks in short term, although it brings more value in the long term. The most important lesson here is that we had that core campaigns, big CPA campaigns, that allowed us to experiment later. Communication is super important between the user acquisition team and product teams. We made sure that we started big money spending campaigns when the product is ready. We learned that it's sometimes better to wait and spend the budget later, and the effects will be better. For example, we implemented a new onboarding, but although we had a budget for a certain time, we decided to wait till the onboarding was ready, and we knew that we would have better ROAS, and that the players will retain, and the results would be much better if we just use that money in later time when everything is ready. So communication is crucial. It can bring you much more profits if you decide to listen to the product team, product managers. And our approach to UA is to focus on smaller number of UA channels and go deep with them. What I mean here is that thanks to that, we can understand exactly what is going on. We can test different solutions. We can test different strategies, and therefore we can have better management, better control. It is important, in my opinion, to have very realistic approach to ROAS. You need to take into your mind that you need to take into your consideration the type of the game that you're promoting. So it is hard to expect that you will have 100% D30 ROAS in RPG. Free-to-play games are about the scale, so you have to bear in mind that you should try to earn 10 cents on 1 million users rather than trying to earn $2 from 1,000 users. Also, the high ROAS on 10,000 US dollars spent doesn't mean that you can expect the same results when you spend 500,000 US dollars. And some campaigns also work on small scale. While increasing the scale, they don't perform as you might expect. So just be realistic about your ROAS, be realistic about your possibilities. That's the next lesson. And at some point, we decided to start with Unity ads. We added the next source. We had very slow beginnings. We started spending very little money because we knew that if we need a lot of money to burn at the very beginning, because the Unity ads scale very quickly. They learn very quickly, much faster optimized than Google ads. We started with CPI campaigns at first, and in order to get the ROAS campaigns for Unity, you have to have 1,000 impressions for 10 installs in 7 days window. What is really good also, we could try the Unity ads on iOS. This has very surprising and very nice outcome, because we very easily, as I mentioned earlier, they scale very quickly, and we could increase our organic traffic, which would put us on top of our, actually the traffic from the campaigns would put us on the top if in the App Store, which would bring extra K factor, which we can add later to our ROAS. So the next lesson is that with limited resources, we looked for new opportunities and try different resources, try also Unity ads. I would like to mention a little bit also about importance of creatives in our path to well-performing ads, well-performing campaigns. Here you can see that at those points showed with the green arrow, here are the moments when we implemented the new creatives in the long-term running campaigns. So you can see that the install rate has grown much more. So the cost per install went actually lower. In order to implement new creations very often, we created a system of easy ads creation. So we had the core, very well prepared and beautiful ad that we could change very quickly into something else. So we were creating the 5 to 10 seconds introduction in many different ways. For example, here we have the fake ad, and then we added it to the main core of the ad that we already created before. And at the end, we added the end screen, which also took about 3 seconds. So in this way, you can mix different settings, you can mix different variables, create different content and voiceover, and you can have many different ads. It's also very important to have the right creatives. Remember that localization is not enough. You should think about culturalization. It means that in different countries you should have different main character. Yes, so in Europe we would have the male, white male, Caucasian. In Asia we would have Asian person. In Arabic countries, we should try and do commercial with the person from Arabic country. So the also it is important to have everything in coherent, everything harmonized. Not only have the ads that show your app, but also make your store look beautiful and same coherent with all the ads. We also created a system of making very quick creations for the store, which and changing the that brought us very positive results. Yeah, so the next lesson is that if you have a challenge with the performance of your ads, put some more focus on creatives. Creatives will increase the number of installs. And here are all the lessons that we have learned. You can take a screenshot if you need. And that's all. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening. I'm ready for any questions.
Yeah, thank you very much, Lucas, for your time. So we almost ran out of time, but we just got few, I would say, pretty practical questions from our viewers. So let me read pretty briefly. And so first one, I know it's not covered by NDA. Hope how many people are involved in the user acquisition process in your company? This is number one. And number two, did you use only Google Ads or other UA networks as well? So you already mentioned Hyundai Ads, but maybe something else you could add.
Yes. How many people? The first question: how many people are involved in user acquisition? We have in our actually team only with the user acquisition. We have 3 people, but we work very closely with other teams. It's not just only a work of us. It's a work of the analytics team. It's work of the product team. Everything has to be in harmony. And we have to communicate very well. We have to make sure that everything is under control. Because if only it would be our decision, yes, then we could spend a lot of money, but the ROAS would never come if the product doesn't work. If we, for example, make a mistake with analytics, if we analyze the ROAS or the results in the wrong way, then without the help of analytics team, we also could get into some trouble and a trap. Also, it is important to work with the business side of the business team that takes control over the cash flow. We have to mind it. We have to make sure that we don't overspend. Otherwise, we might have trouble in the future. So to sum up, it's not only our work, it's not only our small team, but it's a work of whole company. Also the creatives, we don't create, I don't make my own creatives. Yes, I have to rely on the our creators team, the people who create those things. We make them internally. So we have the team that makes all the creatives.
Yeah, nice. So we got, by the way, one more question about that. Correct, exactly. So what is the system of creating a large amount of creatives and testing it?
We test the creatives in Unity Ads right now. And there is such possibility. You can do the A/B tests. And our system is just we have long video that we have created for the promotion of our game, which takes let's say 2 minutes. Yes, and we have a lot of materials. We can cut it in different pieces, and we can add and use it as a core, and add smaller pieces at the beginning, in the middle, at the end. And thanks to this, we can create many different creatives, test them, and use them in different campaigns. Also, the culturalization is very important. Yes, so when you have the campaign in let's say Asian country, remember that you have the person who speaks Asian language, and you have the subtitles in that Asian certain language and so on. And there was another question, right? That I didn't explain
about
the
different
other.
services that you use, like you mentioned Unity ads, maybe something else.
Yes, we also tested Facebook ads. It didn't work well for us. And we also do the influencer campaigns. We also do it internally. We have developed special tools to predict which influencer might perform better than other. So we actually created more than 300 videos with influencers promoting our products.
Good, thank you very much, Lukasz. We're already out of time, but I think we're on time exactly. So it was Lukasz Baranowski with us, VP of Reality Game, telling us a lot of stuff about user acquisition, and pretty sure it was pretty nice. Thank you very much again.
Thank you.
Yeah, and to our viewers, we see you a little bit later.